Alright, this is a 2001 Audi S4 B5. This is called Laser Red. I think there's like 140 or 50 of these built for what, 1 or 2 years. So they're not super common. This is a stage 3 build, so it's got 3 stages. So I'm gonna start going over some of this stuff here on it. So I had the front bumper and the rear bumper resprayed about 2 months ago. And that front license plate, the part behind it, the filler plate, is no longer available like a lot of Audi stuff. So I had to get that stupid custom plate there to match my license, because anything else looks kind of weird. I have the original one that's drilled out, but it needs to be filled with fiberglass to run it. So these are OEM. These don't have the ambers cut out. It's got the S4 badge. There you go. The front end was resprayed by the previous owner. He seemed to like the way it looked, but I'm not impressed. These are the billet, the Sportline mirrors. These are made out of a block of aluminum. They're like $600 or $700 for a pair. They're pretty sweet pieces. You should just polish them up with mother's polish, but it's not a very common part, and I think it kind of adds to the car. So these are 19-inch I-forged 3-piece wheels, brand new, hand-cooked tires all the way around, matching. I actually had these wheels on an S4 I had 11 years ago. I had a B5 S4, and I built it to stage 3, and it was super expensive. I sold it to an Indian guy, and he wrecked it a week later. But anyways, I sold these wheels to a friend of mine, and he actually sold them back to me. He held on to them and sold them back to me when I bought this car. So they're pretty nice shape. There's no curbs, anything like that. These are called 18Z rotors. These are from the Porsche Cayenne, the bigger models. These are like pretty much the biggest brakes you can put on there. That's JHM lightweight 2-piece rotors, floating rotors. This is a JHM big brake kit for the rear. It uses a stock caliper. It's kind of goofy, and I guess people don't really understand the way it works, but consider, I guess, stopping like an 8-inch disc and then like a 14-inch disc. There's just more space and it stops it easier. There's less energy can be expanded, so it makes sense, but I'd rather have a bigger caliper, but there's not a lot of options. This right here, Flex Fuel. This car runs on E85, and it runs on 91. I have tunes for methanol too. This is a new speed exhaust, old school. I got some fabric paint and I painted this back little hatch here. These always fade on every S4, no matter even if it's kept in the garage. So the paint's pretty nice on this car. The red really pops. You see a little bumper misalignment. I don't know, I never get it right. And here's the roof here. And now we're gonna take a look at the inside. Okay, so now it's time to take a look at the interior of the car. So I'll go through the back first, and there's really nothing special. This thing right here, it looks like a bomb. This is a Pro-Meth fuel cell. This is for the methanol setup. This car originally had a methanol setup, and I'm kind of picky about this stuff. A lot of these cars, they run the methanol setup through the washer pump. And for me, I mean, I think those setups are junk, personally, because you need these setups to be reliable, or else they'll just, you could have like really major engine problems. So what I did is I cut up, you can see right here, the stainless steel line here. There's stainless steel lines that go underneath here to both bipipes, which are solid wrinkle-coated pipes from 034. And yeah, I pretty much have Pro-Meth, and I have a snow controller, and it's a nice setup. I use E85 now, so I don't need that, but it's kind of disappointing because I put a lot of time into cutting all the lines up. But yeah, it's a really nice setup, and it's top of line parts, and I don't buy junk, and I hate junk. This is 084 MAF. This is their hose. This car, I mean, the engine is untouched. It's got forged internals, so really, I mean, it has every mod. It's stage 3 plus plus plus. It has a Blake Beetle tune ETS spec. It has SRM intercoolers. It has the coil packs, conversion coil packs you see there with the red on them. This is the newer, a lot of the Audis, they had a newer oil caps that had the blow by that got by. But you can see that I did a lot of little reliability stuff, like I replaced pretty much all these little hoses here. I did the timing belt with the ECS Ultimate Timing Belt Kit, and that has a Gates Blue belt. And this obviously has KO4s. It pretty much has every mod. The engine hasn't been messed with. It gets about 17 miles a gallon on E85. And this car comes with two 14-gallon rolling tanks of E85s because I live 40 miles from the nearest E85 station. So yeah, it's good stuff. It's still very reliable. Okay, so this is a Nagaro Blue interior. I found a one-owner Nagaro Blue car that was owned by a Chinese guy, a doctor, and he had his car for sale, and I bought it strictly just to put it in this car because it was so nice. You can see this is pretty nice. These are custom cocoa mats that I had made. They're like 300 bucks. Yeah, they're in the back too. You see the red polka dots. They're pretty much usually in Porsches. This is the headliner. These always fail, but this one's nice. So I bought this steering wheel from the guy in Poland. It's Nagaro Blue stripe, Nagaro Blue stitching. It's reformed, the flat bottom, so if you're tall, your knees don't get in the way. But it's got the perforations here, and it's got the suede at the top. This is the wideband. I don't like having a bunch of gauges, but I have a bunch of them. None of them really installed right now, but I don't like all the lights. But this one will really, it's really just for the methanol. This is the P3 thing. It looks pretty stock. So if you look here, first thing I did when I got this car, I had to replace the center console, the information thing from Module Masters. GHM shift knob, all the GHM shift linkage stuff, stock stereo. So this carbon fiber was from Matt at Oak Carbon. So I thought it looked cool. I wanted it to match closer to the red, so I'm not super stoked with it, but I think it's kind of neat. It's really unique. I like weird European stuff. Yeah, I mean, so this car, when I bought it, it had a vast stage 3, and it ran like crap. It had boost leaks everywhere. It was running about a 4.6 fats time. These cars should run, a stage 3 should run like, you know, mid to higher 3s, and that's 58 to 92. And this car has 19-inch wheels. So I got this car down to a 3.5 on methanol and a 3.1 on E85. So it's cooking. It's really cooking. I mean, a 996 Porsche Turbo, I think, is a 3.6. A Bugatti is like a 2.6. There's all kinds of weird information out there. But anyways, it's a pretty cool car, and I think it's priced pretty well. and I hope you like it. Thanks for checking it out.